Good morning, children. Today I am going to start one more new lesson of history, that is Unit 5, Social and Religious Reform Movements. This lesson you have already learnt in your past class. In your 8th standard or 9th standard, you have learnt about the different reformers. Yes, so today also we are going to have more knowledge about the different social and religious reformers. So, what do you mean by social reform? So, first and foremost, social reform is an attempt to reform a society that practices discrimination among its members. So, social reform is what, children? A reform which is made in the society because there is discrimination among the members in the society. Reformation strives to bring back such a society into fold human values. So, to make them to know about the human values, so the reformation is striving is level best. What is the main basic aim of the reformation movement? Is to declare the value of individual self-respect. So the main aim of the reformation movement is to declare the value of individual self-respect. In the 19th century is considered as the Reformation and New Awakening time in the history of India. So 19th century is known for the Reformation and Awakening time in the history of India. With the implementation of English education, a new class, educated Indians, was created. So, who implemented the first education? With the implementation of the English education, one more class, educated Indians, were created, and many Europeans concepts like, what are the different European concepts like? Democracy, nationalism, equality started finding roots in the concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality. So these all started finding roots in India. Many Indians who received English education started analyzing their own society. So many Indians, those who got the education, English education, they started having their own societies. So the British too expressed their interest in reforming the society. So they put forth the theory of white man's burden. So the British implemented one theory. What is that theory, children? It's very important. It is called as the theory of white man's burden. They believed that it is their duty to civilize Indian as a civilized class of people. So to civilize Indian as a civilized class of people is called as the white man's burden, with the theory which was started by the Britishers. So the British made an attempt to protect their political and economic interest under the guise of this theory. Many Indians started understanding the Indian tradition in new perspective. A new identity called Indian was born. So now Indian got a new identity. That identity is called as Indian was born according to the Indians. Many communities, so many communities are there. You know, in Hindus there are many communities like Shudras and other neglected communities, and women lacked many rights. So that time they were the Shudras were not treated equally, and the women were not given the equal opportunities and rights. So many movements oppose this at different timelines in the history. So unlike of these movements, the Middle Ages and the ancient time, the movements during the British period were different. So what were the different? What are the issues they had taken up? Like the issues like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, restriction on widow remarriage, denial of education to Shudras and other lower communities were addressed by these movements. So what all was addressed by the movements? So what are the different movements they took charge of? The first and foremost is issues like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, restriction on widow remarriage, denial of education to Shudras and other lower communities were addressed by these movements. Many prominent leaders like who all strived for this. The leaders are Rajaram Mohan Roy, Dayanand Saraswati, Ranade, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Periyar, Narayan Guru became part of this movement. So one of the main feature of this period is the attempt made to stop social evils by prohibiting them through law. So through law they wanted to prohibit, this movement was started to remove all these evils which are existing in the society. Okay, so the first one I am going to take is Brahma Samaj. What do you mean by Brahma Samaj, children? And who started Brahma Samaj? Rajaram Mohan Roy, that is from 1772 to 1833, is the chief initiator of social reformation in India during modern times. He had deep knowledge in Sanskrit, Persia, and Arabic literature. He was well versed in Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Apart from this, he had also studied other religions found in India. Critically, he had even learnt Hebrew and Greek to read Bible in its original form. Such was his craving for knowledge. So I'll repeat once again, children. Rajaram Mohan Roy, who is he? He is called as the chief initiator of social reformation in India. So he is the main chief during the modern times. He had deep knowledge. So what all knowledges he had in different languages also. See, he had deep knowledge in Sanskrit, Persian and Arabic literature. And also he was well versed in Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Apart from this, he had also studied other religions found in India critically. He had even learned Hebrew and Greek to read Bible. So he learned Hebrew and Greek to read Bible in its original form. Such was his craving for knowledge. He started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta along with some friends. The Sabha aimed at eradicating social religious maladies from the society of Bengal. He started Brahma Samaj in 1828 and he wanted to purge Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and other Brahma Samaj followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on the philosophical foundations of Upanishad. Due to his efforts, then Governor General William Benedict brought in a new law prohibiting sati system in 1829. So Rajaram Mohan Roy tried to develop rationality among the common people through journalism. He published a journal named Samvada Kaumudi in Bengal. So, what he started, children? He started Atmiya Sabha. Where he started Atmiya Sabha? In Calcutta along with his some friends. The Sabha aimed at eradicating what he wanted to eradicate. Social religious maladies from the society of Bengal. So, he started Brahma Samaj in 1828. He wanted to purge Hinduism, so he wanted to remove from Hinduism what? Removing caste system and superstitious blind belief. So Rajaram Mohan Roy and other Brahma Samaj followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on the philosophical foundation of Upanishads. Due to his effort, then Governor General, who is a William Benedict, brought in law prohibiting sati system in 1829. Rajaram Mohan Roy tried to develop rationality among the common people through journalism. He published a journal named Samvada Kaumadi in Bengal language. The important aspect of Brahma Samaj way, there were different important aspect of Brahma Samaj. They were, first one, advocated monotheism. Second, opposed meaningless rituals. Third, every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this prohibition. Fourth one, Brahma Samaj intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. It advocated for a share in property to honor dignity of life to widow. It also opposed child marriage. And the fifth one is Brahma Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. It also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated this principle. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. He gave importance to English education. So, advocate, the first one is, he advocated monotheism. Mono means single. Monotheism religion, opposed meaningless rituals. Though some of the rituals are meaningless, so it's of no use. So he opposed those meaningless rituals. Third one, every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this prohibition. Means to treat everyone equally and the dignity of every person should be restored. The fourth one tells Brahma Samaj intended to assure equality to women. So, by opposing polygamy, poly means single. Okay, single marriage means for suppose means giving right even for the widow to go for a second marriage, and also the right in the property, and also the Brahma Samaj opposed child marriage means giving the children marrying in the early age. Fifth one, Brahma Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. So it also declared that Upanishads and Vedas are advocated from these principles. He was open to receive good thoughts from anywhere, that is from the western side, and he gave importance to English education. Apart from this, Rajaram Mohan Roy wanted the Indians to welcome the thinking process of the Europeans. In this background, he supported the establishment of many schools and Vedanta College in Calcutta. Rabindranath Tagore has called Rajaram Mohan Roy as the harbinger of modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation movement, and the prophet of the Indian nationalism. By saying these words, Tagore has summarized the contribution of Rajaram Mohan Roy and Brahma Samaj to Indian social reformation. So, apart from the Rajaram Mohan Roy wanted the Indians to welcome what? The process of European thinking, and also he supported and the establishment of schools and Vedanta College in which place? In Calcutta. He was called as, Rabindranath Tagore was called as Rajaram Mohan Roy as the harbinger of the modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation movement and the prophet of the Indian nationalism. So by saying these words, what does Tagore summarizes? The contribution of Rajaram Mohan Roy and Brahma Samaj to Indian social reformation.